Okay, so here I am in Reflex Arena. I've been experimenting with different values of crouch speed, friction, acceleration to see if there's anything that we can learn about Slash's movement and any potential recommendations that can come out of it. My conclusion at this point is that the games are too different for us to make these kinds of recommendations that I would like to. Um, they're different in a number of ways. I'm ignoring any of the strafe jumping, circle jumping, air strafing differences because they're just going to come through how I adjust the friction values, how I adjust acceleration, uh, ignoring those. And the way I'm controlling for that is to come to this top position, walk off, and then engage a hypothetical slide and just move around that way. The biggest difference hang on. You may look at this and think that the movement looks pretty Slash-like. Like the speeds that I'm reaching, the way that my character's maneuvering, you may say that this looks a lot like Slash. And to that, I ask you a question. What is my config? It's one of three options. It's either September movement, October movement, or a proposed middle ground put forth by Everything is OK, the Reddit user who's responsible for putting me onto this. Which of these three configs am I using? I'm using September movement, which is denoted by the 272 crouch speed, 3200 acceleration, 1.3 friction. In this game, the value of crouch speed has a really big impact. And I'll say that this does not translate quite the same in Quake Champions, because this is based off my personal experience, my memory of one of the patches being 272, and then it being reduced to 160 the following patch. There is a massive difference between these two values, as we'll see here. This is not like when I was playing when I played through this change, I did not notice the following level of difference. So here we're going to bring in the October patch, which is denoted by 160, 4800, and 1. Let's come down here. So let's just see how it behaves. It's pretty extreme in how much slower it is. Now you may be looking at it and thinking, okay, well you're shaking side to side a whole lot. This is sacrificing an opportunity to be accelerating. And the truth is that if I come up these stairs to build, let's say I want to skirt around to the right, I get to this kind of position where my mouse is off to the side and I'm not close enough to where I need to be. So I have to curve left in order to curve right. Like I have to switch in order to gain the position because my character is not moving fast enough. I can just I'll try to do fast, smooth, singular turns, and we'll just see what kind of positions I can reach. And look, this is looking a little bit better, but I'm still like heavily gated in the 400s and 500s in terms of how fast I'm moving. And this is supposed to be October movement, where you do a simple position like, I don't know, like this. You do a turn like this and get up to 750 units per second. Like the behavior is not mirrored in this game. Now what I think has happened is that the Reddit user who put this forward, Everything is OK, has put a lot of effort into this. So I respect that he cares so much about it. What I think has happened is he went to a level playing area and did hit the crouch key and did a spiral, measured the terminal velocity, and maybe he had some software to track the speed as it changed over time to measure the acceleration. But that and that's a reasonable thing to test. But when it comes to actually navigating terrain, as Slash does, you need to have this needs to mirror Quake Champions in order to have confidence in any recommendations that will come out of your experiments. The other component to this, which is that in this game, your mouse speed has a bigger impact on your acceleration. So you've seen me move my mouse as fast as I have been. This is what I would be. This is how fast I'd be moving it in Quake. But if I were to increase my mouse speed, ignoring, there's going to be, as I said it before, positional issues where I'm not close enough to be able to continue on. And that was just sorry, that was the circle strafe, circle. I didn't jump, so I don't even know what that would have been. I'll just try to move. Actually, I'll increase my DPI. That'll make it easier. So I'm just going to try. Oh, let's try to do it like this. And I can hit higher speeds like this. This is not how Quake Champions behaves. Your acceleration doesn't depend this heavily on moving your mouse faster and faster. It's limited and gated at a much lower mouse speed. I'm actually moving a lot better than I've been trying to record this video for a long time now, and I'm actually a lot better at this movement. I used to be look much worse. It's actually looking pretty reasonable. So I don't know. Maybe there's something. Nah, there's not something to this. This is horrendous in terms of one-to-one to Quake, and I think that's the thing. If this, if adjusting the settings in this way leads to this kind of movement and how different it is to Quake Champions, then we can't have any confidence in any recommendations that come out of it. I'll actually change my settings to match his recommendation. I know I'm already at 160, but just for the sake of being clear, we're going to put the friction to 0.5. We're going to change my DPI back to 1600 and good. Like this, and we're going to get up to the top position, and we're going to see how this low friction proposed slide works. And it works pretty well, to an extent. I have a little bit of difficulty controlling it because I'm slipping out wider in turns than I'm expecting, but that can be adapted to. The problem, as I'll state again, comes from the fact that we can't really have confidence in this translating the physics translating into Quake quite like as it is displayed here. There are a couple of moments where I'll just burst forth, and that's because I hit the jump key and move the mouse, and then just gain so much speed because of the interaction with air strafing and that kind of friction. Yeah, I mean I'm a little bit sad because this was this was alright, but I'm much better at this movement now that I've had practice at trying to record this video. I don't know. Maybe there is something to this. I'm starting to slightly doubt myself. But I'm going to stick to my guns for the moment and say that until the devs make these specific changes so that I can test it in the game of Quake, on Slash, on the maps that I know, I'm not going to be able to endorse these kinds of values. It's just not... I just can't have the confidence that it's going to be... that the Quake is going to feel this way. And even still, like, is this what a character should be able to do in Quake Champions? Like, Slash used to be capped at 600 units per second. I still played her then, I still had an impact. Like, during the clutch meta, she was 600 units per second. It certainly wasn't fun, but I could make it work sometimes, depending if I could abuse the clutch player's mistakes, but Slash isn't just about an unrivaled speed all the time and ability to change that instantly without repercussion. We're getting into my personal views on what Slash should be, which shouldn't really come into it, honestly. Reflex as a means to experiment with different crafts, like maybe, potentially, but at the moment, the huge discrepancy between the October values listed here, where is it? Here, 160, 480, 4801. That is a massive discrepancy between that and the live patch on Quake Champions. I think this will do. I don't really want to make another one. It's quite hot in my room, so I'll end it there. Thank you for paying attention to what I've had to say. I applaud the exercise in trying to make this work. I don't think it has, for me personally. We'll see if the devs experiment with the values that have been put forth, and if they have, see what they have to say, and whether they have confidence in the values. Okay, so I'll see you later, and thank you for listening.